Welcome everybody to the live. We got about an hour, a little less than an hour, so that I'm live for. So hopefully people start piling in because we don't have a whole lot of time today. Well, not today, like right now. Like I have to get, like I'm going to take care of something which I'll talk about in one of the lives. But yeah, we're gonna, before I have an appointment, that's really all I have. Maybe me and Luna can go live today if she's down for it later. We'll have to see. Because we do have a meeting together, so maybe we'll be able to do that. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. But I definitely feel much better. I'm on the other side of the allergies. You know, there's still some lingering things, but for the most part, I'm on the other side of it. And yeah, I'm really thankful for that because it's like practically about a week. Yeah, it started like last Thursday, so yeah, it's about a week. Whoa, look at that, man. They got people over here. Where they got them on this road now? Jeez, man. The sheriffs. But you know, tap that, subscribe to the channel. And when we get to a stopped location, I will then respond to the comments. I hope everybody's doing well, man. I hope that you're staying prayed up, and you know, you're leaning more and more as much as you can on God, and asking God for, you know, help and guidance and clarity, and just talking to him like it's your father or mother or brother or sister or best friend or girlfriend or boyfriend, you know, like creating and developing a strong foundation, a strong relationship, you know, each and every single day, man, because you know what, you're gonna need it going forward, man. And I kind of like, I don't know, not giggle, but say it in that way because things are not going to get easier at this moment, you know. We're going through an ascension, we're going through an evolution in human consciousness, and whether you believe it or not, whether you think you're just here to work a job or you're just here to be in that relationship or whatever, it's not just that, man. Humanity is evolving and expanding and raising our consciousness level, and you know, like I said, you wouldn't be finding this channel or even feeling even remotely gravitated towards it if you didn't feel that deeply with your soul, you know. And you know, it's not for the weak, man. You've got to have a strong mind, you've got to have discipline, you've got to have consistency, you've got to have it all, man. All of those things build a masterful, like, that's mastering the human experience, so to speak. You've got to build that mental strength, man. is so important. You can't let your mind control you. You have to be in control of your mind. You have to be in control of the thoughts that you think, the thoughts that you attach to. You have to be in control of all of that. That's going into the fifth dimension. That's the golden age. Like, no one's gonna get like this golden ticket where where God just hands you the ticket. Like someone came on one of the lives the other day, and I wish I knew who it was, and I wish I would have screenshotted it. I would have, I don't know if you can put it up on the screen or not during a live, but they basically said something about not a roadmap, because I always use the word roadmap, but they used like, why doesn't God give you like, I don't know, like some sort of like map, and no, you're not going to get that. None of us are. I mean, if anything, things are becoming more and more unknown and uncertain than they are like, oh, I know I go to this job every day. I know I come home to this wife or this husband. I know I'm in, like, my family is going to always be there. I know, like, no, I'm sorry. Like, it's not, like, I thought the same thing before my dad passed in 2022, Again, I was awake at like 7 years old. 20, I was going to say, like 7 years old. And yet, because how resilient he was, and because how, anything that came in his way, he was like, and he had such a strong mind, and he was disciplined mentally and physically, and I thought, I'm like, man, this guy, no matter what comes his way, man, he's going to overcome it, but not that he didn't, not that death was the end. He literally was moving on. He graduated from the earth school, so to speak. But what I'm saying is, not to say anybody's below anybody or above anybody, but the fact of the matter is, man, we have to get stronger in the mind. We have to get more disciplined. We have to be in control of our mind, not our mind being in control of us. We have to be more in our heart. We have to not, like, fold at every, like, little thing that comes our way. It's, God wants you to be strong because you are strong. And again, Wim Hof says it a lot in his books, and I followed him for many years, and we would say a lot of the times that Americans are very weak-minded because of all the comfortability that we lean on, like air conditioning and heating, and the minute it's too hot, we turn on the AC. The minute it's too cold, we put on the heat. Like, we run into the AC. We, what I mean? Like, he said, I mean, I really believe, when I lived in Florida, and I said this many times, I said, I think the cold and the winters is takes so much more mental strength than it does being in the heat. And people are like, oh yeah, I'll just put on like layers of clothes and blah blah blah, but it's a mental thing, man. And I even believe that people that live in areas that don't have a lot of sunlight, it's a mental thing. Everything is a mental thing. But I think the cold temperatures and like the tundras, man, build a lot of mental strength. A lot more than like living in like a tropical environment. Like, I lived in Florida for over 20 years, and I feel like because there wasn't seasons, it built a lot of comfortability, complacency. I had more of a challenge navigating change, than when I moved to a place with 4 seasons. And I had to, like, right now we're going to be entering into the colder months. Not that it's like super cold like New Jersey or something like that, but we're going to be moving into the colder months, colder than I had when I was in Florida. And I really truly believe that this has built a lot of discipline mentally for me, just being in a place with colder months. It, like, no matter how much clothes you put on, man, I still don't feel like I just feel like you can handle I can, at least me, because I was in the summer tropics all year round. I feel for me, but somebody that was like lived in Alaska their entire life probably feels the opposite, that they can handle the winter so much more easily and more effortless. And I went the wrong exit. Dang. It's that way. All right, whatever. I have to make a U-turn. It's all good. So, you know, yeah, it's like we've got to freaking pull up our bootstraps, man. We have to. Oh, what the heck's this guy doing, man? All right. We have to like pull up our bootstraps, and we have to brave the conditions mentally, physically, and spiritually. And it's going to get more tough as we go forward with all that is going to be unfolding and all the disclosure that's happening and everything that is unfolding in the world stage and in our own circles around us. And Nikki, I think I do from the other day. Pretty sure I do. Nico, what's good, brother? Well, what is, I don't understand what you mean by why is now different. It's very different because I feel like it's much more uncertain and unknown, and we're going to be going more into, our lives are so much more uncertain, and the things around us are going to be falling away, and they already are, and they already have been, because they're not in a, whoa, the truck, man, jeez, they're not in alignment with us anymore. Like different relationships, different things we've been doing, they're not in alignment with us. So many more things are falling away, and we're especially this month, the month of September, we're letting go and leaving our old identities behind, our old self, our old version of ourselves. There's a lot of eclipses right now going on, that will be going on. What are, I don't know. I still don't know who Jim Baker is, man. Somebody keeps coming on talking about Jim Baker. I don't know who the heck that is. I never even heard of him. I don't know. I have no idea. I've asked you, whoever you are, to elaborate on who he is or share a link or something like that. I don't know who Jim Baker is. But yeah, we are in, like, if you just see things from like without your third eye open, and you just see things from like, oh, like there's restaurants and there's stores and everything is the same as it was for the past 20 years, other than maybe possibly certain places closed down and maybe somebody left that you were a longtime friend with, maybe, just little things like that. But for the most part, we drive cars, we fly in planes to get places, we ride trains, there's subways, you live in a house, you go to a job, if you just see it from that perspective, man, you're going to think nothing is happening in the world. You're going to think everything is the same. I got to go to my job. I got to eat food. I got to have dinner. I got to have breakfast and lunch. I got to go. I do this. I do that. Like, you're going to think everything has not changed. Nothing is changing. It's still the same. It's, my parents been together for 100 years, but you have to look beyond it, man. There is an awakening process happening. And you could see it also as, if you follow politics and you follow the mainstream media, these stations, you know, the propaganda they push about fear and control and all this stuff, you're going to think nothing, everything's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I still have to go to this job. I still have to pay these bills. I still have to do this and do that. It's like, no, there's something far beyond that. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hussein Hassan, I think. Welcome to the live. Tap that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome everybody. We're just having a conversation about the Great Awakening, the Golden Age, the Age of Love, the level of consciousness humanity is headed into as a whole. And like I said, man, like I was just saying a moment ago, you're not going to notice or see any sort of change if you just look at things in that, from that regard, like from the physical aspect of things. But I will say this with great detail and certainty that things are changing, like fast, like like super fast. Like there's no. Just give me a second, guys. I have to figure out how to get into this. I'm going to the cell phone carrier place. It's right over here, but it's tricky as to how you get into the plaza. I think it's right here, if I'm not mistaken. I came here a long time ago. I'm currently in North Carolina, my friend. What about yourself? Yeah, I think this. Then you go out to the main road, and then it takes you there. I think this is the place. This is how you get there. What about yourself, my friend? Just one moment, because we're going to be there, and then I have more than a half an hour to chat with you all. I think I have. Yeah, I can't get in that way, so I have to go this way. So that's IHOP. So we have to go this way, and I can. So, Iran, nice to meet you, man. All the way from Iran, man. Wow, that's amazing. It's always nice to meet people from around the world, man. And I really look forward to when me and Luna travel the world in the RV, in our RV, and we get to meet all of you in person and just meet people all around the world, man, and learn about different cultures and, and just the way people think and different ways, everybody moves in their own life. And it's going to be really interesting and fun, and I'm really excited to do that. Yeah, here we go. I made it. So now I just have to wait till they get here, and we're good. So I'm here now, so I can chat with you all, and just tap the like button, subscribe to the channel. I've got I would say I've got about 35 minutes I gotta wait now. That's all right. We'll just have a good old-fashioned live. And I'm excited to use this new device I have to and you know what, I need to charge my phone. I just got to make sure it's fully charged. It's about 70. I want to say that Yeah, well, what's the previous conversation to Japan? I don't really recall, to be honest with you. I would plug the microphone in, but I need to charge my phone. So if I want to charge my phone, you can't have the microphone in because it goes into the adapter. I really have to find out if there's like a little splitter type of thing that you can plug into the your phone, so you can plug more than one device in at the same time, like a charging cable slash like one of these microphones, you know. But as of right now, it's not the case. So, with that being said, it is what it is. Um, so what was the previous conversation? Japan. I don't recall. You often mention your reason for belief. Hmm. That's an interesting, very, very interesting, because I knew that something like this was going to come up. It it doesn't mean that. It's like God wants us to realize how strong we are and how powerful we are, and that we came from him. So we're just as powerful. That nothing is separate. We're all one and we're all connected. So in fact, nothing is separate. I wonder if that's her, Gwendolyn. That's probably the woman. Yeah, that's probably her. So in fact, nothing is separate. We're all one and we're all connected. So it's like God wants us to realize how powerful we are. And that the biggest problem is majority people have turned their back on God or don't believe. See, it all boils down to, and it goes with everything out there, man. It doesn't even have to do with God healing you, because in fact God is always healing you. When somebody believes, so believes in like a pill, that they go to, like, okay, so like if I had some sort of issue and I went the medical route and I really truly believed in the medical route, I really really believed that what this doctor was giving me was going to heal me. It's your belief. So I think you got like misunderstood as to what I was saying. His belief was so strong in what he was doing. So when your belief is so strong, you don't have resistance. So God can actually step in, and if you want to call it a miracle will happen. If you go to the doctor and you believe so strongly that he's going to do surgery on your back, and you believe so strongly in it, you're going to heal from it. It's your belief. Yes, 100%. 100%. But the thing is, here's the problem that lies. Most people have blockages, and we've been programmed into fear or lack. So you keep replaying out these things from your subconscious mind of lack, and that's why so many people, because they found a way to tap into the collective, these entities, so to speak, these dark entities, because make no mistake about it, there is dark entities out here controlling the masses. That's why there's more people that are in lack and don't have $1 billion or $1 million or, anything of that sort. We've been deep programmed into fear, and when you are in fear, you have limited opportunities available to you. When you're in love, when you're in the vibration and frequency of love, you have anything infinite possibilities available to you. Anything is available to you. You're going to get all these different options. Your guides and angels are going to be able to connect to you. See, here's the other kicker, Japan. God cannot connect to you when you're in a low vibration of fear. Your guides and angels can't connect to you when you're in a low frequency or vibration of fear. Majority of the collective in humanity is in fear. They're in fear of, and including myself in different ways. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm excluded from anything. And I'm this masterful person, but I'm just explaining from my experiences. And the fact of the matter is, when you're in low vibration, low frequencies, and that's why these entities, these dark energies, have figured out a way to keep us in fear. Because when you're in fear, you're easily controlled, and you won't have connection to God. You won't have connection to Source, whatever you call God. You won't have connection to your guides and angels when you're in fear. So they found a way to keep you in fear through the mainstream outlets, through just everything, man. Horror movies, music is programming us, TV is programming us, the internet, the social media, everything is programming you to put you in some sort of fear. Then you go into fear about, oh, I can't pay my bills. How am I going to pay them? I don't have enough coming in. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Blah, blah, blah. When in fact, if you were in that frequency of love and you had that connection to Source and God, everything is going to be available to you. Abundance, healing. You don't have to worry about nothing because you are connected straight to God. But see, the problem that happened when Atlantis fell, there was this cord, or this piping that connected to Source. It got disconnected through these entities that control the masses through an off-planet. Through being off-planet, they control us. And they figured out a way, oh, well, we just get the masses into fear. They can't connect to God. They can't connect to their guides and angels. We keep them so distracted that they won't have that connection, because the fact of the matter is, give it a second, guys. I have a phone call coming in. Sorry about that. Where do I get my information from, Japan? I get my information straight from God. I have a conversation with God every day. I sit down and I communicate with God. We have a relationship. I've developed a relationship with God. So I know what God is asking for. I know what God wants. God is working through me. I've allowed God to use my vessel and work through me, to speak through me on these lives. I've chosen to allow God to guide me every step of the way, to walk with God holding my hand. And it doesn't have to be a religious thing. It doesn't have to be a spiritual. It can be a spiritual thing. It can be a religious thing. It doesn't matter. That's just a label that you're labeling it. God is everything. God is love. God is all around us. God is in this car and in this phone and in you and in me. God is everywhere. I am determined because I know, because I have a strong wavering knowing, and there is nothing that can shift or change my belief or get me to doubt the fact that I'm communicating with God. So that's how strong my connection to God is, and my guides and angels. I've developed such a strong relationship with my higher self, with God, with my guides, with my angels. I know the difference between ego and God. I know the difference between my higher self and ego. I know the difference of when I'm communicating and being channeling the divine council of nine. There's not a person that can come on live and get me to waver what I know, what I deeply know. deep inside. And that's what I come on here and preach all the time, to develop a strong relationship with God, with your higher self, with your guides, whatever you call it, Jesus, whatever you feel like you best can connect with. I urge you to do it, and I urge you to sit and ask. And I've spent so much time in silence that I've had the opportunity to decipher what is what. And I know myself, and I know my body, and I know my intuition, and I know what I'm being guided and told to do. And I have moments that things happen, like I'll talk about an experience that I've had once the experience is done, which is why I'm sitting outside of this building right now. That has a lot to do with intuition, and I will go into it and explain what occurred and what happened. And I knew exactly the moment when I was not when I was being disobedient and ignored my intuition. So with that being said, that's what you have to get to, that point where nobody could tell you otherwise, that you know so strongly that, like, you go straight to God for everything. You go straight to Jesus for everything. You go straight to your guides and angels for everything. And why not? Because you didn't choose to come here to do this alone. You came here to do it with help. And that's what I continuously preach over and over again on here, or whatever word you want to call it. I want to move my car in front of the store. Just give me a second. That's what you do. You have to have an unwavering knowing that no matter what happens, you're developing your own relationship with God or whoever it is, and that nobody's going to tell you differently. And that goes for anything you do in life, man. That's better, because now the sun's not in the way. So I could read the chat. We got about 20 minutes, so man, you dropped a lot of comments, Japan. Thank you, I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody that's tapping the like button. Hippocratic Gamer, what's happening, man? What's good? No, definitely not. I'm definitely not adding a label to anything. Source, energy. I mean, God makes up the entire universe, all the universes, all the worlds. And we came from God, and we'll most definitely go back to God. Hey, you know what? A lot of people would come in here and say, you're trolling and stuff of that nature. I know. I want to say that it's really good and it's really cool that you actually, like, this is what makes a conversation so great. And I remember yesterday when I went live and you were extremely respectful, and I will say that with the utmost respect. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. If somebody came on here, somebody would say that you are, but you're not. And I agree with you. And you're actually, I really like the fact that you're so open-minded and you're respectful about it. And whether I say something or I don't, and you have a difference of opinion, you're still respectful. And I give you that. I thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you joining these lives, and because the more and more we raise our consciousness, the more and more we expand, the more and more we go higher in consciousness, the more and more we're all going to have questions. And just because I have certain answers, I don't have all the answers. God doesn't give me the roadmap to everything, so to speak. Like, I'm no different than anybody else. We're all here trying to understand it. The funny thing is, yeah, logically. And we're never going to figure it out logically, ever. It's a heart-centered thing. Yeah, you can't, though. You'll never be able to break it down logically from a logical standpoint, ever. It's a heart-centered thing. It's from the heart. It's always, you're going to have to go into the heart. That's where I get my answers from. And that's where God lies, in the heart. That's where fear does not exist. And that's what I was mentioning about fear. Fear cannot exist with love. And there's only love in the heart. And so that's where God resides. Yes, of course, Japan, because I know that many people aren't going to agree with this because of what has happened and with, religions and all this different stuff. But when you leave this planet, man, there is no religion. There is no, when you leave the body and your soul leaves the body, there's only love. Like, we're here and we have all these different religions and we have different colors and ethnicities and different car models and like different looking houses and foods. And when you leave your body and you're in spirit form, there's none of this. There's only love. It's not a mind. It's not a mind. But you take your personality with you. See, I've done many, which I don't know that you've been on, like, you're very new to this channel. So, I don't know if you're familiar with Dolores Cannon. If you aren't, look her up. She started a modality called QHHT, which is quantum healing hypnosis therapy. I'm certified in level 1. I never went on to level 2, but I do have it and I can do it if I want to. I also am certified in BQH, which is beyond quantum healing. I've done over almost 50 past life regressions, probably like 40 something by now. And I've experienced people bringing in their higher selves, connecting to their higher selves, actually floating as consciousness, because there's no mind, it's consciousness, your consciousness. So when you leave the body, you're just consciousness. And consciousness never dies because consciousness is energy and energy never dies. So death is not a thing. When you leave this planet, you're graduating. That's all it is. You're going on to something else. You've already learned in this life what you needed to learn, and now it's time for you to move on. Eventually, you will go back to source because you came from source. Eventually, you'll go back to God. God, source, the universe lives at a higher dimension. From what I've heard, like dimension 200 something. Okay? You're never going to understand all of this even when you leave the body and you're in soul form. You're never going to, it's so it is quite literally so complicated that you will never understand it to the full extent. Never. But we want to, and we try to, and I won't tell you to not keep asking questions. Hell no. August Gray, what's good? What's good, brother? Tap that like button. Okay, not dog. Awesome, man. I think they're open. I might have to go, guys, and I'll have to come back because if they're open, it's 9:45, and this guy I think is going potentially in there. So if he opens the door, no, they're still locked. Okay, cool. Yeah, because they don't open till 10. I know that much. So Yeah, he's trying to get like make a line, but I know I have an appointment at 10 o'clock, so I'm good to go. Um, so excuse me. Um, Peace to you too, man, and thank you for joining. And I hope you tap the like button. Well, I'll go into what the appointment is for. In after this, because I have like a whole like kind of what transpired, and I want to go into it because it's really, I think it's going to help a lot of people with intuition and listening to their intuition and paying attention to it, because again, that's another thing that God is wanting us to do. And that's why a lot of people, as you ask Japan, are going through things that maybe haven't healed, because they're being guided to listen to their inner guidance. Again, we were not supposed to come here with this entire roadmap telling us every step of the way, because it wouldn't be fun. And like I said, look up Dolores Cannon, and look up a book, Death to Life. It's really powerful. It'll give you a deeper understanding of the spiritual realm, and it may even trigger you in some aspects and get you to question things even more. But also you might find a deeper like some, you might start going down another rabbit hole, which is great. um so um God, my God is your God. My God is everyone's God. I don't see my God as separate from your God. I see my God as everyone's God. The one infinite creator, prime creator source. I don't see it in that way. Just like I don't see you separate from me, and me separate from you. See, I connect, and I'm not Christian or Catholic, okay? And I'm not going to disclose what religion I grew up as, because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. The fact of the matter is, I don't feel I have to be religious to connect with Jesus. And I don't feel that Jesus is God. I feel Jesus is was sent here from God to bring Christ consciousness to the planet, to wake people up, to bring people into their hearts, to see people from the pain they're in, not the act they commit. That's what I feel Jesus was sent here for. And we have created this connotation around him, and around that he's God in human form and blah, blah, blah. He could very well be. I also have an opinion around the fact that I feel that God wanted to experience, like God source himself, even though we are all source and we broke off from source. I feel like a bigger aspect of source wanted to come in physical form. So he came down as Jesus, as at a different level of consciousness than humanity was at that time, to wake people up. Again, a lot of people are going to have difference of opinions, because the way religion has made him this religious figure, which I don't see that I truly believe that was all done to divide and separate, and get people arguing and fighting. Well, no, you're not, like, I don't have the same God as you. You have a different God than me. I pray to Jesus. You pray to God. You pray to Moses or whoever, or some idol. I don't know. But I come on here because this is not only what we talk about at the New Earth School, and this is not what we only do on this channel. We deep dive everything, and we also do light language, and we channel higher dimensional beings, and we talk about spaceships, and we do breath work, and it's a whole host of things. But I like to say that we also talk about things that may trigger you and may not. but open your mind and plant seeds and open your mind to expand to any kind of possibility, you know? So again, I don't want people thinking that me and Luna's channel is just a religious channel and we just talk about God all the time, because that's not the case. So, you know, we do food reviews. I mean, we have fun on here too. You know, we laugh, we joke, we get silly, we play music, we dance. You know, we go to the park and I vlog at the park, but I like going down these rabbit holes with you all, and I like that people are not just settling for what they're told now, and they're beginning to like walk the path less traveled, to not just listen to what someone told them, but they're actually doing their own research. They're actually communicating to God. They're actually communicating to their guides and angels. You're not just listening to what you were told and being like, yeah, sure, okay, right, you're right, and not questioning it. So question everything I say, man, you know, but take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And that's the most thing I ask you to do whenever you're on this channel with me and Luna. Whatever videos you're watching, if you're on a live, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And that is all I can say, and what is so important to me. And remember who you are, man, because everything we talk about is in hopes that triggers remembrance in you, so you can remember who you are, so you can take your power back. So you're not giving your power to some religion, some God, some other person outside of you. You're actually taking your power back and standing in your power. I love you all, man. I got to go because they're going to open the door any minute. I want to make sure I'm ready, and I'm not just, I don't want to rush the live off. I'm sorry I didn't respond to all the comments. I got in the zone. I love you all, man. I will see you on the next live. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Until then, I'll see you on the next live, on the next video, or somewhere around the world. I love you all, man. Thank you again. Thank you, Japan. Thank you, Not Dogs 93. Yeah, man. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I'll talk about it later, man. I promise you that. I know you guys are going to bring it up to me again, so I will. All right, man. Take care. I'll see you guys very, very soon.